Every time the developers add a new mob to Minecraft, they need to make their textures. They put their editing program in, and once they finish the mob, they add a new texture to the game files, like my new creation. I know, I'm quite an artist, but seriously now, if you look at the textures inside the files, you can see that it will look something like this. All these textures usually have too much unused white space, and the developers have taken advantage of these white spaces, exactly to insert hidden messages, such as this one here, the old texture of the zombie pig. In the upper text you can see the word Shapophobia, and in the lower part it says THX. But what does this mean? Shapophobia is a player. This player was the creator of the first pig zombie texture, and his current skin is the pig zombie that he created for Mojang, and the letters THX is an abbreviation of thanks. That's what he wants, to say that all these hidden messages is a thanks to Shapophobia for being the player who created these textures. But there are other hidden messages. For example, in the Oceanic Guardians, the old texture of the Guardians had the word Jeff in the part of below, just like the Elder Guardians. Jeff is one of the most important developers and current boss, and he was one of the main maintainers of the Ocean Guardians. The armor stand texture has two names: third developer who programmed the main armor, support functions, and also Yappa, person in charge of absolutely all the current textures in the game. And now that I think about it, I must have done the same when I made a command U texture. In this position, we have a hidden message found in the official Minecraft YouTube channel, as it turns out that during all this time they had taught us a giant spoiler, and absolutely no one had noticed. And to explain it to you, we have to go to a stronghold. If you remember, in this structure we can find the other side disc, with a very low probability, a disc that we can also find in the spawner chest, with a much lower probability. And if we go to this official Minecraft video, right at the minute 5 and 15 seconds, you will notice that Mojang puts a text and then quickly disappears. Let's analyze in slow motion. Right here a text appears that is completely backwards. It is extremely difficult to find that hidden text, but what is the meaning? At first glance it seems that it doesn't mean anything. It is because the words are disordered and backwards. If we take the letters and order them, we can create a secret word. In this case it is new. When ordering correctly this word, the complete phrase is this: new narrative disc coming. We don't know if this hidden text refers exactly to the other side, but taking into account that this text was completely upside down and also messy, makes the text and the other side album look quite related. But the most important thing is that Mojang says that it is a narrative album, making us understand that this album is an important part of the narrative and history of Minecraft. If at some point you have messed up placing a lot of TNT in your world, surely the game will have crashed, especially when you have a bad computer. And if you are in Java Edition, you will probably receive these types of reports: your game has crashed. But something you probably didn't know is that when your game crashes, hidden messages will appear. For example, let's analyze this crash. Right at the top it says "I blame Dinnerbone," a message jokingly blaming the developer Dinnerbone. If we talk about hidden messages, without a doubt we have to show one of the most famous hidden messages, which is found on disc 11, the strangest disc in the entire game. If we analyze the sounds of this disc in a spectrogram, we can see that right at the end a face appears, and also some kind of numbers. People speculate that it was the face of Herobrine, but this is false. If we see the complete spectrogram, you can see the face of a creeper, so it's not about a strange face. And also the number 1241 is a simple reference to the creator of the music, C418. The person responsible for almost all the original music in Minecraft. Remember that if you want to know more information about this album, I have a documentary talking about it in my Spanish channel. Almost no one knows the following message, and we can find it in the Nether, exactly in a specific biome, the Warped Forest. This biome is full of Endermans, and it is practically the only mob that spawn in the forest, but there is a sound too strange that it only happens when you are inside the forest. And these are here War Forest Help 1 and War Forest Help 2. Let's listen to Help 1. And now Help 2. If you wonder, these sounds doesn't mean anything. That is, that doesn't utter any words. But there are sounds of agony, as if someone were trying to tell us that they need help. Most likely, it's the Endermans asking for help. When we enchant tools on the enchantment table, you probably have seen those strange symbols, since these symbols are the galactic alphabet, and it does have translations. But the reality is that the symbols that appear in the enchantments are random. That is to say that it doesn't mean nothing really. But not all of those messages are random, because there are some hidden words and messages within the Minecraft enchantments. Most people don't know that, so be very careful. On rare occasions, the word can come out the Elder Scrolls, a reference to the video game The Elder Scrolls. You can also get the word Latu Berata Niktu, a reference to this 1951 movie.
Batu Barada, Victor.
You can also get this phrase here, a reference to Colossal Cave Adventure, the first video game of adventure from all over the world, and these letters mean the spell. You can also get this word, a word invented by one of the famous episodes of The Simpsons, and you can even touch this very strange word here, a famous quote from this book, which is a prayer in honor of this creature, created by the writer Bobicraft. Tell me down here if you knew all these hidden messages. In Minecraft, we can get tools that can only break a block that we decide. The command is this, and for example, you can see that this pickaxe can only break diamond blocks. If I'm in adventure mode, I cannot break anything except blocks of diamond. But did you know what happens if we place a block that doesn't exist? For example, we are going to put this thing, we activate it, and then you will see a secret message. But what the hell does it mean? Well, this is a message that could appear when the Pokemon video game was corrupted, and Mojang wanted to insert this same word when an error occurs. This word can also appear in the yellow splash text, a hidden message that surely you didn't know. When you go to the mine, have you heard the following sound? Anyone would think that it is a fearsome creature inside the mines, but really the purpose of this terrifying sound is just to give a hidden message, just like the Disc 11. This sound simply makes a drawing of a creeper face. Just look at that, this cave sounds called Cave 14, and once again Mojang wanted to put a creeper's face in one of their audios. On the last April Fool's Day, Mojang released Minecraft Plus, which is just a screensaver for your computer. A lot of blocks started to come out, a lot of items, mobs, and a lot of random things can also come out. It is a typical screensaver that we all had on all computers. But if we right click and click on inspect on the Mojang page, we will find a secret message that is this one here. What is this? Where are all the bookstores? This will never work in the Internet Explorer. And then below it says, perhaps this is written by hand, puzzle. In this last secret thing, it is not a message as such, but it is a secret image. How will you know when you create a Minecraft account you can choose between Steve and Alex? But did you know that when Alex entered the game, Alex's texture in the files had something strange? If you put on Alex's skin, everything will look normal, but that one in the files where you saw different things. You could see Alex's normal texture, but suddenly an Alex with glasses appear next to you. These goggles could only be seen when you would have the texture file, and this was all a reference to developer Jeff. And yes, it really looks too much like him. Click on the left to see a random video of this channel, and on the right you have a video suggested by the YouTube algorithm. Remember that you can already order my book here below in the description.